Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Basically, in the last lecture, we have started Newton's laws of motion. This is one topic of chapter number 1, motion. And we have seen this first law, Newton's first law. Can anyone tell me what is the definition of first law?
The body remains in state of rest or state of uniform motion until and unless unbalanced external force is applied on it.
Until and unless any external force is applied on it. Okay, good. And this law is also known as a law of inertia. I told you that you have to switch on your cameras, but still only 2 students have switched on their cameras. Let us move ahead and discuss Newton's second law. Actually, in the last lecture, we have seen this Newton's second law, and we have just analyzed what is the statement. And we have seen that the Newton's second law tells us that acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force. Acceleration of an object is inversely proportional to the mass of an object, and acceleration is in the direction of force. So these are the 3 different statements about the Newton's second law. These all 3 statements tells us that it is the Newton's second law. Basically, using this law, we can write down F is equals to ma. In many cases, we have seen that the mass of the system does not change with respect to time. When the mass of the system is remain constant, this means that you can write down a Newton's second law as F bar, that is a force and acceleration, they are directly proportional to each other. So where this F, you know that F is a vector quantity, and you can write down it as an addition of 3 different components of vector, Fx, Fy and Fz. So F bar can be written as Fx plus Fy plus Fz as a force vector. Now here again we have to know what is a formula to determine F. We have seen here formula to determine F is F net is equals to ma. So m is a mass of the body and a is acceleration. Now if I wanted to know what is a total F, and as we said that F is a vector quantity, so I can write down it as a Fx bar plus Fy bar plus Fz bar. So here Fx is the component of force along x-axis. Fy is a component of force along y-axis, and Fz is a component of force along z-axis. So using this relation, I can just write down Fx is equals to m times ax, acceleration along x-axis. So Fx can be written as max, Fy can be written as Fy bar is equals to may bar, and Fz bar is written as a maz bar. So here ax, ay and az, these are also component of acceleration. As acceleration is a vector quantity, so I can write down acceleration is equals to a bar is equals to ax plus ay plus az. Here again I have to put the bar on the ax, ay and az, or I can write down it as a ax I cap, ay z cap and az t cap. So this is the just information about the force. All of you already know this thing, that is F is a vector quantity, and you can write down it is in this form. I think all of you know this. And if you look at the units of force, can anyone tell me what is the unit of force?
Newton.
Newton.
Newton. SI unit of force is Newton. SI unit of SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square, and SI unit of mass is kilogram. So if I just look at the formula, F is equals to m into a, so I can determine or I can specify a value of 1 Newton. So value of 1 Newton is what? When a 1 meter per second square acceleration is acting on 1 kg of force, then one can say there is a F, or the total force acting on that 1 kg object is a 1 Newton force. We know this definition. 1 Newton is what? 1 Newton म्हणजे 1 kilogram multiplied by 1 meter per second square. बरोबर ना? So this will give me 1 Newton. So 1 Newton is equals to 1 kg mass multiplied with 1 meter per second square acceleration. So this is the SI unit. If you look at the CGS unit system, then in CGS unit system, we are having a new force of unit of force is dyne, unit of mass is a gram, and unit of acceleration is centimeter per second square. So this way we can determine it in CGS unit system. We are also having one another unit system, that is a British unit system. Sometimes we are using it, and according to British unit system, we are having force is measured in the unit of pound, mass is measured in the unit of slug, and acceleration is measured in the unit of foot per second square. Right. As far as the unit system is concerned, SI, सांगा बरं SI चा full form काय?
System integrated.
हा? SI युनिट मध्ये SI युनिट सिस्टमचा जो SI असतो त्याचा अर्थ काय असतो?
सिस्टम इंटरनॅशनल
स्टँडर्ड इंटरनॅशनल.
सो हे सिस्टम इंटरनॅशनल झालं, ज्यामध्ये आपण याला दुसरं एक नाव आहे MKS युनिट सिस्टम. यू माइट हॅव हर्ड दिस टर्म. MKS पण म्हणतात त्याला SI ला, बरोबर ना? सो SI इज अ सिस्टम इन्स्ट्रुमेंटेशन, बरोबर ना? सॉरी, सिस्टम इंटरनॅशनल सिस्टम इंटरनॅशनल मध्ये. आणि CGS म्हणजे काय?
सेंटीमीटर ग्राम सिस्टम.
सेंटीमीटर ग्राम
सेंटीमीटर ग्राम सेकंड.
सेकंड म्हणतात. सेकंड एस म्हणजे सेकंड असतो. ब्रिटिश सिस्टम ही जी आहे ते आपण खूप रेग्युलरली वापरत नाही. त्यातले काही आहेत ना, समजा फूट हे जे युनिट आहे ते आपण रेग्युलरली वापरतो, काही ठिकाणी ग्रॅम हे युनिट आपण वापरतो, पण बऱ्याच वेळेला SI युनिट सिस्टम जी आहे ती आपण आपल्या डे टू डे लाईफ मध्ये वापरतो. सो these are the some units which we supposed to know. Force can be determined in the unit of Newton and dyne. Mass is measured in the unit of kilogram and gram. Acceleration is determined in the unit of meter per second square and centimeter per second square. At the time of practical, you might calculate your acceleration, your force, and all these things in the unit of dyne. You have to also convert it in a SI unit system. Whenever you came in the lab, at that time we will do the practical, and during that practical we will use CGS unit system, and that answer, whatever be your formula, whatever be your calculated answer, you have to convert it in a SI unit system. So this is about the SI unit system and all this. Now let us go ahead and try to see some of the formula, some of the problems. So here we are having three situations: part A, part B, and part C. In part A, part B, and part C, let us consider each case independently. What we are having? We are having one table, and we are having one coin there, or one block is there, and now we are applying some force on it. Let us look at the problem first, then we will discuss what is there. Part A, B, and C of a figure shows three situations in which one or two forces act on the block that moves over frictionless table along x-axis. In one-dimensional motion, the block mass is a 0.20 kg. Forces and are directed along the axis have magnitude of F1 is equals to 4 Newton, F2 is a 2 Newton. Force is directed along angle theta 30 degrees Celsius and has a magnitude F3 is 1 Newton in the situation C. What is the acceleration of a block? So let us look at each situation independently. So what we are going to see, we will discuss each situation, A situation, B situation, and C situation independently. First we will consider situation A. In situation A, what we are having? We are having one block. It is kept on a table, and there is some force applying F1 along the positive x-axis. So if I wanted to calculate a force, I wanted to calculate acceleration basically, and what is given to me? I know that the mass of the object is given, that is a 0.20 kg, and value of F is also known, that is a F is equals to, for the A case, F1 is 4 Newton. So if I wanted to determine a force acting on this, if I want to determine acceleration of an object in case A, then I have to use this formula. What is the formula? F net x is equals to max. So here, as the motion is only along the x-axis, so I have assigned one x here. So we have just considered our acceleration along the x-axis. In part A, what we are having? We are having a mass and we are having force. So I can draw a free body diagram. Have you heard the term free body diagram before?
No, sir.
Okay. Basically, free body diagram is a vector diagram in which you don't have to show actual body. You have to just show what are the forces acting on that body. So if I look at the diagram here, and this, if I compare with A, then here is our mass. So I have just shown it with the help of one dot. And I have shown this F1 along the x-axis. So F1 is what? Vector along the x-axis. So this is just a free body diagram for case A. As we proceed ahead, at that time you will realize that how this free body diagram is useful for us. So let us look at the F1 first. In case A, F1 is along the x-axis. So F1 is equals to max. So net force along the x-axis is what? F1 only. So max. I can determine value of ax by F1 by m. So ax bar is equals to F1 bar by m. I can substitute all the values. That F1 is 4 Newton and mass of that block is a 0.20 kg. So ax will be 20 meter per second. Is it correct?
Sir, unit second square or meter per second square.
Yes. Unit should be 20 meter per second square. बरं लक्षात ठेवा, मी इथून पुढे काही स्लाइड्स आहेत, त्या स्लाइड्स मध्ये मुद्दामून काही थोडं रचना करून ठेवले आहेत. You have to look at that answer and give answer that whatever be the correction you have to suggest me. लक्षात ठेवा, इथं करेक्शन काय असणार आहे? That the unit is meter per second square. It should not be meter per second. Okay? कळालं का करेक्शन काय करायचं होते?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अजूनही कॅमेरे बंद आहेत का? Now let us look at the situation second. In situation second, what we are having? Just look at the figure first. We are having one block here. F1 is along x-axis, F2 is along minus x-axis, and now we are going to draw a free body diagram for it. So what we are going to do? We will just replace this block by one dot. F1 along the x-axis and F2 along the minus x-axis. So that I have shown here. Look at it. F1 is along x-axis, F2 is along the minus x-axis. We know the values of F1, we know what is the value of F2. And now we are going to determine our acceleration. To determine acceleration, what we have to do? Again, we have to consider formula. Sorry. F net x is equals to max. Now I need to determine what is the F net x. In the previous case, we have just seen that F net x is F1 because there is only one force acting on that block. But in this case, in situation B, we are having two forces. F1 is along the plus x-axis and F2 is along the minus x-axis. When we are having two forces, at that time, we have to determine what is the net force acting on that body. For that, what we have to consider? We have to consider magnitude as well as direction of the force. Now let us look at the F1. If you look at the F1, then F1 is along the x-axis, so I have considered it as a positive force. And F2 is along the minus x-axis, so I have make it as a negative force. So F1 minus F2 is my net force acting on that block. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Sir.
मी आता त्यांचे कॅमेरे बंद करना रिमूव्ह करतोय. नीलम शेख. So what we have seen that we are having one system, and the system is moving along the x-axis. It has one minus force along the minus x-axis. So I can determine net force acting on it. So that net force will be what? F1 minus F. So that I have written down here. So which is nothing but the net force acting on the that block. So I know what is the formula to max. That is the F net is equal to max. So using this max and F1 minus F2, I can write down ax is equals to F1 minus F2 divided by m. So I can write down ax is equals to 4 Newton minus 2 Newton divided by 0.20 kg. So answer would be, is it correct answer 10 meter per second square? Is it correct answer? 4 minus 2 is a 2. 2 divided by 0.20 is 10. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is a AX.
Yes, sir.
AX is 10 meter per second square. Now we will discuss situation C. In situation C, what is given to us? Let us look at the figure first. In figure, we are having F2 along the minus x-axis and F3 is along the x-axis plus axis, but it is at some specific angle theta. Angle is also given to us. Theta is 30 degrees Celsius. So for that, what I have to consider? I have to consider a component of x. Am I correct? Sorry, component of this F3 force. We have to consider force along the x-axis and force along the y-axis. So let us look at the diagram here, whatever I have shown here. Now let us look at the F3. F3 is shown in the downward direction, not complete downward, with some angle theta. Then F2 is along the minus x-axis. Now I wanted to determine what is a net force acting on that object. So if I just consider F2 is in the minus x-axis direction and F3 is in this direction. So just I have to just make as a F3 minus F2. Does it do the work? असं करता येईल का मला फक्त F3 minus F2 घेतला and that would be net force? नाही करता येईल. Why? Because that F3 is directed along some angle and that angle is 30 degrees given to us. And as I told you that when we are having a vector, then vector has a components. In just two-dimensional case, we can consider a vector which has, let us consider magnitude F. Just I will draw one diagram for yourself and then we will go ahead. So let us consider we are having this as a one axis, this is another axis. X, Y, and now I will just draw a vector here. If this vector is along some axis theta, then let us consider this as some vector A bar. So this vector has a two components. One component is along the x-axis, second component is along the y-axis. So I can determine what is the x component, what is the y component. To determine this, what I have to do? I have to set a perpendicular on the x-axis. I need to set one perpendicular on the y-axis from this vector A, tip of the vector A. And now I will consider one triangle here first. Let us, this is the origin O, P, Q, and let us consider this as a R. So what I told you that this vector has a two components. One vector, one component along the x-axis. So this will be one component. And this will be a second component. So I need to determine what is the value of AX. I need to determine what is the value of AY. I can determine these values. I have to just use a simple trigonometry. What we have to consider? we have to consider trigonometric relations. We have to define sine of theta and cos of theta. If you look at the theta is here. If I just wanted to write down sine of theta, then what will be the form of the sine of theta? Tell me. Sine of theta is equals to what? Here is a theta, here is a OP, here is a OQ, and here is a PQ. If I wanted to write down sine of theta,
PQ divided by
PQ
OP.
upon OP.
pi P
Q divided by OP.
Divided
Divided
by
by OP.
OP.
Adjacent side upon hypotenuse.
Yes. So if I look at the
Opposite
value
side,
of
opposite.
PQ, value of PQ is here, PQ, and this PQ is nothing but the AY. Am I correct? Just a minute. Hello. So we have written down sine of theta is equals to PQ by OP. So if I look at the value of PQ, so what is this PQ? PQ is nothing but the AY. बरोबर है का? I can map this PQ over the y-axis, and this PQ is equals to OR or AY. So I can write down AY here. Divided by OP is what? OP is A. So I can write down AY is equals to Sangha. AY is equals to what then? Just multiplication of
A into sin theta.
multiplied with sine of theta. You might have seen this before also, and you must have used this at the time of your 12th and 11th also. You might have used this. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, now tell me what will the formula, what will the value of AX? Where is AX? AX is this. बरोबर है का? OQ.
Q upon OP.
Huh? So what trigonometric relation I have to consider? I have to consider cos of theta. If I consider cos of theta, then it's a adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Am I correct? So here
Yes, sir.
OQ divided by OP. So I will get this AX is equals to A times cos of theta. बराबर है का? So here I have just explained you what is a vector and how one can find out its component. Now in this specific case, if you look at the given F3, F3 is basically what? F3 is a force, and the angle in between, F3 and x-axis is a 30 degrees Celsius. Here, this is a 30 degrees Celsius. So what I need to find out? I need to find out basically this value. That is a F3x. Because we are going to determine what will be the acceleration along the x-axis only. We are not interested in what will be the acceleration along the y-axis. We are only interested in to determine what is the acceleration along the x-axis. So I need to find out F3x. So to determine F3x, what formula I have to use? I have to use this formula. Ax is equals to A cos of theta. So F3x is equals to what? F3 cos of theta. Did you get it? You can try it over a notebook and you will observe that if you consider this as the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this is your some F3. This is theta. So you can determine this F3x. For that again you have to draw a circle, this triangle O, P, and this, let us consider this perpendicular at a some point OPQ. And you can determine value of OQ. So very simple thing. You just check whether you are getting this F3x is equals to F3 cos of theta. Now, I have to determine what's the net force acting along the x-axis. So what will the net force? Net force is F2 along the minus x-axis and F3x is along the plus x-axis. So F3x will have a positive value, then F2 will have negative value. So F3x minus F2 is equals to F net of x. And now I am going to substitute all the values and going to determine value of Ax. So X will be 1 Newton cos of theta, value of F3 is given to us, that is 1 Newton, theta is 30, minus 2 Newton divided by 0.20 kg. Look at here. If you just consider that we are having F2, F2's value is larger, F1 value is lower, बरोबर है ना? F2 ची value पाहिजे किती येईल आपल्याला? F2 is a 2 Newton, बरोबर आहे का? F3 is 1 Newton. म्हणजे F2 ची व्हॅल्यू F1 पेक्षा जास्त आहे. मग आपल्याला सिंपली काय वाटायला पाहिजे की ऑब्जेक्ट विल बी मूव अलॉंग द मायनस एक्स ऍक्सिस, बरोबर का? कारण F2 ची व्हॅल्यू जास्त आहे. पण तसं होतंय का ऍक्च्युअली? नाही होते. का नाही होते? बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट F1 F3 which is there, it has some angle and that angle is what? Cos of theta. So because of you just try to calculate the answer, then you will realize that 1 Newton into cos of theta, सांगा बरं आन्सर काय आहे त्याचं? 1 Newton into cos of theta, cos of 30.
√3/2.
√3/2, or you can just find out its more precise answer as a 0.14. बरोबर आहे? Sorry, theta in degrees. That answer will be 0.86. So you just check whether एक minute, just I will do the calculation and check whether the answer is correct. You just tried it and tell me whether we have just got same answer or something is missing there. 1 cos of 30 minus 2. Okay. Whether I have made any mistake here? Tell me whether there is any mistake. Just try to calculate this answer and tell me what will be the answer. Whether this answer is correct or something is missing here. One Newton into cos of theta, that is around 0.86. बरोबर आहे का? Minus 2 Newton. So their answer would be negative value, बरोबर ना? So this should be some negative value and divided by 0.20 kg. So this answer will be around minus 5.6 something like that. बरोबर आहे का? 5.66 something like that answer is there. So I can just write down using significant figures and I can write down it as a minus 5 minus term that I have missed here. बरोबर आहे का?
Yes, sir.
So if I add this minus sign here, then what it suggests us? Acceleration is minus 5.7 meter per second square. So what is meaning of that? If you consider acceleration is minus 5.7 meter per second square, then does it has any meaning or just 10 meter per second? Here we have just write down Ax is equal to 10 meter per second square and here minus 5.7 meter per second square. Whether the both and only just remove the or don't consider magnitude, just look at this sign. Here acceleration is positive, Ax is positive and here Ax is negative.
Body will move along minus negative direction of x-axis.
Yes, that block will move along the minus x-axis. When acceleration is negative, this means that it should be along the negative x-axis. बरोबर आहे का? It's a vector quantity and it has some direction. So minus term suggests us that the acceleration is along the minus x-axis. Did you get it?
Sir.
Okay. So we have discussed this complete for one problem. Did you get all the things about this problem? सर्वांना कळालं का प्रॉब्लेम का सॉल्व्ह केला आपण ते?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us move ahead and try to see Newton's third law. We have already known Newton's third law, and it is a very famous law, that is the action and reaction is there. बरोबर ना? So action, and basically in very simple words we can say Newton's third law states that when there is action there is equal and opposite reaction. बरोबर आहे ना? एकदम सिंपल लॉ काय सांगतो तो की when there is action there is some reaction, and reaction is in the backward direction of the action. So let us look at the statement. To every action there is always equal and opposite reaction. For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Mutual actions of two bodies upon each other are always equal and directed contrary paths. Barabar. Means if you try to punch that boxing bag with your hand, then what will happen? When you punch on the boxing ball, that bag, then boxing bag will go ahead and your hands will be basically pushed backward. Barabar hai ka? You can just consider that example, or you can consider any example like you are walking on the road. When you are walking on the road, at that time you are trying to exert force on the ground, and when you exert force on the ground, at the same time ground is exerting force on you. Then and then only you can move ahead. Otherwise you cannot move. You can consider example like that treadmill example. You must have seen treadmill before. बरोबर आहे का? Treadmill पाहिली सर्वांनी? जिम मध्ये असते पा, ज्याच्यावर उभा राहून माणसं चालतात. ती मशीन पळत असते, खालचा जो पट्टा आहे तो फिरत असतो आणि माणूस त्या उभा राहून असं चालतो. ते पाहिले सर्वांनी? मग त्या ठिकाणी आपले डिस्प्लेसमेंट होते काही नाही, आपण त्याच ठिकाणी उभे असतो. फक्त ती ट्रेडमिल जी आहे खालची ती गोल गोल फिरत असते. मग व्हॉट इज देअर? तुम्ही पहा, ती ट्रेडमिलचं बटन जर ऑफ ठेवलं आणि तुम्ही पायर जर टाकण्याचा प्रयत्न केला तर काय होतं? ती ट्रेडमिल गोल गोल फिरते. मीन्स व्हॉट? यू आर अप्लाइंग फोर्स ऑन इट. Because of that, it is moving in the backward direction. Basically, you are applying force in the forward direction. बरोबर का? तुम्ही पुढे जाताना फोर्स अप्लाय करता ना, पाय पुढे टाकता आणि मागे ढकलता. So what you are doing? You are exerting force, a force exerted by a boy on a ground. Means that you are exerting force on that treadmill पट्टा. तो जो पट्टा असेल त्या ट्रेडमिलच्या पट्ट्यावर आपण फोर्स अप्लाय करतो, and that force in the backward direction. And because of that, treadmill is rotating. Or you can consider any example like collision of two balls. That can be example of Newton's third law. If you consider A ball is coming from this position in this direction, B ball is coming from this direction, and when these two balls are colliding with each other, when they collide, at that time FAB will be a basically force from A ball, and FBA will be a force from B ball on A ball. Then after collision, what will happen? You will realize that when these balls just come and stick with each other, at that time FAB will be equals to minus of FB. So this means that here FAB is your action and reaction is minus FB. Here, if you consider walking on the ground, then force exerted by boy on the ground, that will be action, and reaction is what? Force exerted by ground on a boy. Hence, that boy can walk. So this is an example of Newton's third law. Did you get it? Let us consider another
Yes, sir.
example.
Yes, sir.
Jumping on the ground. If some player is trying to jumping on the ground, at that time what he have to do? He have to exert some force on the ground by bending his knees, and then only he can jump. मला एक सांगा बरं, just मी उभा आहे, एक मिनिट. If I just stand here and try to jump, can I jump? If I am just standing here, then can I jump?
No, sir.
No.
No. For jumping, what I have to do? I have to bend my knees, and then only I can jump. Am I correct?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So what it means? When you apply some force on the ground by bending your knees, then you are applying some force on the ground, and because of that force, ground is exerted force on you. So you can just try to jump. So here written down, force exerted by ground on a player in the upward direction and force exerted by player on the ground is in a downward direction. Both the forces are equal and opposite. Hence, you can jump on the ground. Otherwise, it is not possible to jump. Pushing on an object. It is also an example of Newton's third law. When you push some object in the forward direction, at that time you are applying some force on the forward direction. In the same case or in the same picture, that object is exerting force on you in the backward direction. You consider example of pulling a basket. When someone is pulling a basket, at that time, applied force is along the plus axis and some frictional force, which is in the minus x-axis. Okay? Hope all of you got this answer, or what are the examples of this Newton's third law? Saruna Kalaka?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Tell me one thing. I will ask you one question. कोणी कोणी आतापर्यंत जहाजामधून प्रवास केला बरे? जहाजामधून प्रवास केला असेल ना, काही छोटी जहाज आपल्या नदीमध्ये असते किंवा कुठे असते एखाद्या ठिकाणी, कोणी कोणी केलाय का?
Yes, sir.
बर, ज्यांनी प्रवास केला त्यांना माहिती असेल, किंवा ज्यांनी प्रवास नाही केला त्यांनी टीव्ही मध्येही पाहिलं असेल की समवन इज बेसिकली ट्राइंग टू कम आउट ऑफ दॅट बोट ऑन द ग्राउंड. जेव्हा तो बोट मधून ग्राउंडवर यायचा प्रयत्न करतो त्यावेळेला काय होतं सांगता येईल का?
सर ते रोप टाकून तिथं बाउंड्रीवर काहीतरी असं रोप टाकून वडतो माग.
तिथं एक माणूस असतो, तो काय करतो, त्या बोट मधली एक दोरी घेतो, बाहेर फेकतो. एक जण काय करतो, तिथे एक काय खांब बांधला असेल, लोखंडी खांब असेल किंवा सिमेंटचा खांब असेल, त्याला ती दोरी गुंडाळतो. आणि त्यानंतर जरी माणसाने बाहेर यायचा प्रयत्न केला आतल्या माणसाने, तरी पण एक त्याला एक्सपिरियन्स येतो.
निघताना ती बोट हलते,
बाहेर उडी मारताना ती बोट हलते, किंवा हलतेपेक्षा एक तुम्हाला आणखी सांगतो काय होतं, वेन यू जस्ट ट्राइंग टू जम्प out of that boat, then boat is basically going in the backward direction. थोडीशी बोट मागे जाते, बरोबर आहे का? Now why it's happening? न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ, न्यूटन थर्ड लॉ, न्यूटन फर्स्ट लॉ, कोणत्या लॉ मुळे ती बोट हलते?
फर्स्ट लॉ.
Third law. Law.
सांगा, फर्स्ट का थर्ड? ऋषिकेशचं म्हणणं आहे फर्स्ट, रोहित आणि
Third law.
थर्ड.
फर्स्ट.
Third law.
Look at Rishikesh. When you are trying to jump out of that boat, at that time you are exerting some force on the boat in the backward direction. बरोबर आहे का? जेव्हा तुम्ही त्या बोट मधून बाहेर यायचा प्रयत्न करता तेव्हा तुम्ही पायाने त्या तो जो काही त्याचा रूफ असेल का ह्याचं जे फ्लोअर त्या बोटचं, त्याच्यावर पाय देऊन तुम्ही बाहेर येता ना, त्यावेळेला तुम्ही त्या ह्याच्यावर फोर्स अप्लाय करता आणि तुम्ही पुढे जाता. मग जो तुम्ही पुढे जाताना जो फोर्स अप्लाय केलाय तो फोर्स बॅलन्स करण्यासाठी बोट मागे जाते. So action and reaction. When you just go ahead, at that time boat is going in the backward direction. So it's a Newton's third law. That boat is basically moving because of reaction force. You might have seen the example of this bullet fire from gun. At that time also there is some recoil force. When that recoil is taken place, at that time your hand basically experiences some force on yourself. तुम्हाला माहिती नसेल पण कदाचित तुमच्यापैकी काही जणांनी ऐकलं असेल, रायफल शूटिंग करणं माहिती आहे ना? लांब रायफल असते,
Yes, sir.
लांब रायफल असते, आणि त्या रायफल शूटिंग मध्ये पण काय करतो, when you just try to fire bullet from that rifle, then you have to stick that rifle head at your this त्याला काय म्हणतात ते,
शोल्डर.
त्या शोल्डरला तुम्हाला ती ठेवावी लागते. हा जो रिकॉइल असतो ना, जेव्हा ती गोळी पुढे जाते तेव्हाचा, त्या रिकॉइल मुळे आपल्याला एक बोन असतं, शोल्डर बोन, आपण छोटस बोन असतं. जर ती रायफल जर आपण योग्य प्रकारे ठेवली नाही तर आपल्या इथलं बोन जे आहे ना, ते बोन देखील तुटू शकतं. एवढा रिकॉइल ते जबरदस्त असतो. म्हणजे जेवढा रिकॉइल जबरदस्त तेवढं स्पीड ऑफ द बुलेट इज लार्ज. बरोबर आहे का? बिकॉज यू आर ट्राइंग टू increase or basically that is a force and that's a reaction. बुलेट जे असते ना जेव्हा ती आपल्या शरीरामध्ये जाते ना म्हणजे कोणत्या एखाद्या ऑब्जेक्टच्या तर ती खूप आतमध्ये पेनिट्रेट करते. का पेनिट्रेट करते? बिकॉज ऑफ इट हॅज लार्ज फोर्स एक्झर्टेड ऑन इट. Okay, so we have discussed some of the examples of this Newton's third law. In the next lecture, we will discuss types of forces. We are having various types. Out of these types, we will discuss gravitational force, nuclear force, electromagnetic force. These forces we will discuss in the next lecture. Do you have any doubt regarding today's lecture?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
हा बोला प्रभू.
सर ते सेकंड लॉ मध्ये आपण असं पण म्हणू शकतो ना, द रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू अप्लाइड फोर्स.
हा मोमेंटम मध्ये आपण लिहू शकतो. मोमेंटम इज बेसिकली व्हॉट? P is equals to mv. बरोबर ना?
Yes.
Mass into velocity. So in that case also you can just consider this Newton's second law in terms of momentum. You can write down that law also. But त्या ठिकाणी फक्त जो v आहे that we have to convert that v basically acceleration in terms of v and then multiply it. And just try to write down that force is equals to p by something. It's basically p square by something like that. You just have to think what would be that formula. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, should we stop here?
Sir,
हा बोला.
तुम्ही गुगल क्लासरूम वर आहे ना ते असाइनमेंट पाठवली होती त्याचं काय करायचं?